Hello there.
So, what if I told you that the best Obi-Wan Kenobi story isn't a TV show, isn't a comic, and definitely doesn't involve Leia being kidnapped again? It's this book, Kenobi, by John Jackson Miller, a novel that takes place right after Revenge of the Sith, gives us real character study of Obi-Wan in exile, and somehow feels more Star Wars than most things we've gotten since. Today we're deep diving into what makes Kenobi great, the story, the characters, the Western vibes, and why this should have been the Disney Plus show. Talktooine. Let's set the scene. Kenobi was released in 2013, before Disney hit the canon reset button and declared all expanded universe stories legends. It picks up immediately after Obi-Wan delivers baby Luke to the Lars family and goes into hiding. But, and this is key, he's not exactly good at staying hidden, because Obi-Wan is still, well, Obi-Wan, a Jedi, a protector, a man with guilt stacked higher than a Jawa junk heap. So when he stumbles into a struggling settlement on Tatooine and sees trouble brewing, he tries to keep his head down, but it doesn't take long for him to get pulled in. So let's talk about the tone. This book leans hard into Western tropes. A dusty Tatooine town. A mysterious stranger riding in on a desert beast. Local conflicts. Raiders at the edge of the frontier. It's Star Wars mixed with a Western drama. But what makes it work is that it's not just aesthetic. The tone is baked into the pacing, the characters, and the moral dilemmas. You feel the weight of Obi-Wan's isolation. You feel the heat of the sun and the tension in the air. It's quiet and incredibly personal. One of the book's greatest strengths is its characters, especially the side characters. Annileen Caldwell is a perfect example of how to write a strong female lead without making it feel forced. She's a single mom, runs a general store, has opinions, baggage, and a sarcastic streak a parsec long. She's not one-dimensional. She's layered, believable, and incredibly easy to connect with. Then you've got A'Yark, the Tusken Raider leader. Not only do we get a deeper look into Tusken culture, but we get to respect them as a complex people rather than just misunderstood warriors on banthas. And of course, there's Obi-Wan himself. He's written with so much care, witty when appropriate, deeply introspective, and constantly walking the tightrope between Jedi detachment and human compassion. He still talks to Qui-Gon. He struggles with the past. He's not on some heroic mission. He's trying to keep himself from falling apart. Let's talk about the themes. Sacrifice is a major theme here. Almost every character has to give something up. Safety, comfort, dreams, in order to protect others. It's not flashy. There's no chosen one narrative. Just people doing hard things for the right reasons. And then there's the theme of isolation. The slow pace isn't just a style choice. It mirrors what life on Tatooine feels like. You're out there with Obi-Wan, sitting in the quiet, letting the regret and guilt seep in. Sure, there's action, but the emotional depth is what really carries this story. It's heartfelt, introspective, and lingers with you long after the last page. John Jackson Miller's writing is incredibly intentional. The pacing is deliberate. Some might say slow, but that slow burn is what lets the characters breathe. You sit with them. You feel what they're feeling. The dialogue is tight, and Obi-Wan's inner dialogues, chef's kiss. Also, shout out to a certain scene involving a fire extinguisher. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you're in for a treat. It's unexpected, clever, and maybe one of the most satisfying payoffs in the entire book. If I had to nitpick, I'd say this book isn't for everyone. If you're looking for a lightsaber battle and galaxy-shaking events, this ain't it. Some reviews say it's too slow or that not much happens. And hey, those critiques are completely valid. But for me, I'm sticking to my blasters. The restraint is what makes it so powerful. Here are my final thoughts. Kenobi isn't just a good Star Wars book. It's a great story about healing, hiding, and holding on to hope when the galaxy feels lost. If you're a fan of Obi-Wan, this is essential reading. If you liked the Kenobi show but wanted more depth, read this. If you love character studies with moral weight and Western flavor, add this to your list now. I honestly think if Disney had just adapted this book straight to screen, we'd be having a very different conversation today. This rating is easy, 5 out of 5 Eopies. It's sincere, well-written, and understands Obi-Wan Kenobi better than most modern Star Wars content, period. So have you read Kenobi? What stood out to you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, spoiler-free if you can. And hey, if you liked this review, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to Talktooine, and turn on notifications. We've got more deep dives and lore breakdowns on the way soon. May the Force be with you, and if you ever find yourself alone in the desert, bring a fire extinguisher.